Alright, sausage and peas sauce. Right, I've came into a bit of a windfall thanks to a friend of mine, so thank you very much, Shane. Cheers, mate. Shane is a colleague and friend who managed to snag me a few sausages, which I really appreciate. I've got a lot more in the freezer. So I got them and I cooked them off, and these are ones that I've chilled in my fridge. So they're cooked and chilled, and that's just around about £1, I guess, of sausages. I've got 4 cloves of garlic, because you can't get enough garlic right now at the moment, so it's something we should all be eating. And if you haven't got any garlic, fresh garlic cloves, perhaps about a tablespoon of garlic granules will do. You'll need a stock cube. I've got a chicken stock cube here. It goes rather well with sausages. I've got half a brown onion. It's a reasonable sized brown onion as well. I've got some sage, I've got some thyme, I've got a splash of Worcestershire sauce, I've got some, this is just tomato passata. It's a very rich and good quality one that I get from my local Mario's Deli. I've got some black pepper, I've got some sea salt. You can use kosher salt, sea salt, something good. And I've got some petit pois. And these are very nice small sweet garden peas, and they're really, really nice for this. Now this is a sauce, a sausage sauce that you can use for rice, for pasta, serve it up with mashed potatoes, or you can just use it like sloppy joes on a slice of bread. So let's go and get started. I need to chop this up and get all the garlic and onion prepped. Alright, I've chopped up the onion into small pieces. I've chopped up my garlic, and I've chopped up my sausage into small pieces as well. So that should make a really nice sauce. If you want to see videos on prepping veg, I've done a whole playlist of that, which I'll link below and at the top of your screen right now. So you'll be able to see some quick tips on how to prep your vegetables prior to cooking. Right, let's get on with this. Alright, you need to get your saucepan fairly hot, and into the saucepan a glug of oil. And as you can see, it's rather hot, so in go the onions straight away. And I like to get a good strike heat, and that is the heat at which your first ingredient hits the oil. So I get the pan really hot, then get the oil really hot, and then in go the aromatics usually, which is the onions in this case. And then I can turn it down a little bit, down to about 2/3 of my full heat. And you see now already, look at the speed that has started to caramelise. I mean, I'm cooking this in real time, as you see it now. So I just keep that turning in the oil. I want to stir and fry because I don't really want everything to catch on the bottom, look. Really easy one to make, this is. And as that browns the edges of those onions, it'll bring out the natural sweetness of the onion. Okay, keep that going a little bit longer until it starts to turn a little more translucent. And then in goes my garlic. I like to leave my garlic fairly heftily chopped. You can chop it as fine as you like. That's up to you. I like mine fairly heftily chopped. In this case, in this type of sauce, because it's a chunky sauce with like nice large chunks of sausage in it. So you can use any sausage you've got. I mean, if you've got a Polish sausage, if you've got some bratwurst, or some frankfurters, something like that. You can chop those up as well. I'm using English chipolata sausages in this case. Okay, you don't want that to burn, you just want it to keep moving so it doesn't catch and burn. Right, at this stage, very simple, in goes the tomato sauce. There we go. This is a very rich one, I'm just discovering, so I'm going to only use about 400 grams of that. Just use half that bowl. And then you can also use, if you're using tomato paste, you can use a small can of tomato paste and some water, or half a tube of tomato paste and some water. Just adding a glass of water to that. And there we are, we have the beginnings of a nice ragu sauce. So now I can add more seasonings as that comes up to the boil. And what I'm going to add to that is, I'm going to add about, I love herbs, so I'm going to use about a teaspoon of thyme. This is dried thyme, use fresh thyme if you've got it. Use a whole sprig of fresh thyme. And likewise with sage, I'm using dried sage, so I'm using about the same amount of dried sage. Maybe a pinch more, because sage is really, really good with pork, and specifically with pork sausages. Now, a splash of Worcestershire sauce. If you don't like Worcestershire sauce, just leave it out. I like it in this sort of thing. I don't like it in pies and in beef stews, but I really do like it in sausage casseroles and sausage stews. And there you go, that adds a nice umami flavour to things, Worcestershire sauce does, and a slight vinegary tang. So just beware of using Worcestershire sauce where you've got where you don't really want that vinegary tang, because it will add it. So now I can introduce my sausages in there. Oh, that's a really good rich red tomato sauce. I got that from my local deli. I don't know if you see it. It's not cheap. It's called Roreni. It's a Romanian brand of rich, super rich red tomato sauce, and it's tomato concentrate, water and salt. That's basically it. So it's really, really good quality product. Into that, now I'm just going to add about, what's that, a teaspoon of salt, something like that. And I'm going to want my stock cube in there. I think what I'll do is actually I'll boil that up with some water and add a bit more water and stock to my stew. So here we go. I've made up my stock cube with about half a mug of hot water, and that can go in as well. So now we have that pretty much cooking away. And this is a quick one as well, because everything going into it, apart from the onion and garlic, is cooked. So let's get some peas into that now. Now you can be as generous as you like with peas, but add them about a cup at a time and see where you get to. I just take them in straight from the bag. These are frozen petit pois, and they add such a delicious sweetness to this. I like to add loads because it's a really low budget dish. This one, this is, you know, if you've got this stuff in your freezer and you can find yourself a pack of sausages or a jar of frankfurters, you can make yourself a dish like this in no time. That does look rather nice as it is, doesn't it? I think what I'll do though is I'll add a few more peas, because I'm a pea kind of guy. I really do like them. Right, I'm going to add some pepper. And those who watch my channel regularly, you'll know that I'm a bit of a nut for pepper. So you just add as much as you like, but pepper is rather good for you. And as we're going on in this day and age, we need to be thinking about things that are good for us body and soul. So there you go. That I've turned right down to my second lowest setting, and then what I'm going to do now is just cover that, bring it to a simmer, and let that simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we should be ready. Alright, a few minutes later we'll pop the lid, have a look, give it a stir. It's looking good, isn't it? I think what we need to do now is do the taste test. Clean spoon. Oh, that's really good. That's really good tomato sauce. I'll use that again. A bit more black pepper because it's me, and I don't think it'll hurt for an extra dash of Worcester sauce. It doesn't need any more salt, so it's pretty just about ready for serving up. So what I'll do is I'll make a little playlist of ways of cooking rice, because this is rather nice to serve with rice. Also with some boiled up pasta, like I said before, or some potatoes, or it's just a really good sauce for putting over just about anything, including a piece of toast or fried bread for sloppy joes. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe, and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.